On the land of a deep-rooted history, there are many places that can tell a different story. From the long coast to the wide desert and the high mountains, you will experience different kinds of feelings and emotion. How the wide ocean embraces the long beaches, and the flock of birds draw a beautiful portrait across the horizon. From Off the Beaten Track Adventures, the latest in hotels and lifestyle and not to be missed experiences. We guide you through Oman and don't leave a single stone unturned. We are diving deep into the world of nature. Stay tuned with Eva, who will take you through this experience on Oman FM.
Oman Discovery.
Welcome back to another episode of Oman Discovery. Today we're going to be chatting about the ancient city of Nizwa in the Ad-Dakhiliya region of northern Oman. It sits on a plain characterized by seasonal rivers and palm plantations and is known for Nizwa Fort, a castle with a huge cylindrical tower built in the 17th century. The adjoining bustling marketplace Nizwa Souk is lined with handicraft stalls and silversmiths working in small shops. So I am delighted to be sitting and joined by Yasser Al-Mamari from Al-Mamari Tours, who will talk us through the sights and sounds of Nizwa today. Welcome, Yasser, to the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you to invite me here to explain a little bit about Oman and about specials, my favorite places in Nizwa. And I'm so happy I am here.
Oh, great. Well, I'd love to know a little bit more about you. So tell us about you. Where did you grow up?
I got from in the north, in Suwak, Al-Patna regions. I finished my high school there, and then after that I moved to Muscat in 1995, and I started to work. I can say I live my dream, because when I am in the school, I remember in the 4th class, we have some things explaining about tourism, and they saying it in Arabic, وَأَيْنَ قَضَيْتَ عُطْلَةَ الْأُسْبُوعِ, which is means where you spend your weekend. And the answer, it is in Arabic, عند جدي وجدتي في الجبل الأخضر.
Oh.
It is means I spend it in Jabal Akhdar with my grandmother and grandfather.
Oh, that's so nice.
In that time, these things, it is in my head. And I wish to be tour guide to see the country, because in the book they have pictures of that mountains, And I live in that dream until I get a chance to joining companies, one of the biggest travel agents in Oman. They call Zahara Tours. I worked with them 14 years.
Gosh.
And then my dream it's become true. And they say now the time to start my own company, which is Al-Mamari Tours, to giving more experience what I got it in all that years to my clients. Yeah.
Wow. So what was life like for you as a child? What were you out there inspired by that age, thinking what you'd like to do when you're older?
See, when I am child, like any Omani child, especially the boys, we like more football, running, and this, cars, Until when we finish our school, then we're thinking for to have a jobs and this type of things. Until I live my dreams, which is tourism.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what started you to explore Oman? Was it when you started your work with Zahara, or then later?
No, I start with Zahara. With Zahara, which is in 1999. And I start when the basic things, which is drivers. I'm driving the bus, and that way they give me the good chance to see more of the country and to learn a lot from different guides.
Yes.
In that time, we have most of our guides is expats from different country, from European, Germans, from Indians. And for me, it is like I'm in university to learn a lot of things from different type of the guides,
Yes.
the informations, and I choose which is the best, and that's how I start.
And you can learn the different styles as well. Everyone
Yes.
has their own style and way
Yeah.
of being a tour guide. Some are funny, some are very serious, some are, passionate with their storytelling.
Yes, so that's what is most important for me when I am in Sahara tours for 14 days. I learn a lot of things from different of my college, like also for the, like what you say, for the fun and how to behave with the client, because the guest who is coming here is different.
Yes.
Sometimes the guest is very cool, sometimes it is the opposite, sometimes they're old.
Yes.
You have to be good in all the conditions, and you don't choose just I want to this, I don't want to this. No.
Yes.
To be the tour guides, you have to be, like we say, you're the ambassador of your country,
Yes.
and to give everything what you can give to the guest.
Yes.
And this is what the best things I get learned from that company.
Well, absolutely. And I think, you talked earlier about Nizwa being very close to your heart and one of your favorite places in Oman. Why do you think it's one of the most iconic locations?
See, Nizwa, if we are talking about Nizwa, I need like hours and hours. Okay?
Endless.
Yes, because Nizwa, if we go a little bit back of the history to the name of the country, they call Oman and Muscat. Most of the people that doesn't know meaning why Oman and Muscat.
Yes.
If you say Oman, you are talking about Nizwa. And still like my grandfathers or like my fathers, if we are 45 years ago, when he's going to Nizwa or Dakhiliya, when you ask him, where do you go? He said, I'm going to Oman.
I did not know that. That's
You're
so
in
interesting.
You're in Oman.
Yes.
You say you're going to Oman? Yeah, I mean Nizwa.
Wow.
See?
That's really the heart of the place then,
Yes.
isn't it?
And that's which is more I like of Nizwa, because in Nizwa you have a lot of things to see it, which is so beautiful. Not only like the city of Nizwa, the region of Nizwa, like you have covering the mountains, the history, and the culture. And if you like to cover everything of Nizwa, minimum you need 3 nights.
Okay.
Minimums. Yeah. This is what for me Nizwa, it is something very and this normal what I say for my clients. If you reach to Oman and you don't visit Nizwa, you've never been in Oman. You've been only in Muscat.
That's so true.
Then I explain him the story. They say, okay,
Now it makes sense.
yes, we go to Nizwa. We need to reach Oman.
Of course.
And then we go to Nizwa.
Well, how about we pretend then that I am one of your tour guests and you're going to take me on a tour guide all the way around Nizwa. What would a typical day look like? How would we spend the day?
First thing, the special day to go to Nizwa is a Friday.
Okay.
It's very important day because for Friday you'll have to see many different tribes of Omanis around of the country. They go to Nizwa. And because they have this special, they call Friday market. And the most is important in the Friday market is the cattle market.
Yes.
And then, in Oman's, we have like a few markets who they're doing the cattle markets. One of the famous now, which is still is in the good condition, is in Nizwa. And the second one is in Sinau.
Okay.
And that's the reasons to go there, we need to start a little bit early from Muscat, which is almost 6:30.
Wow.
And it's been like 164 kilometers to reach there, like 1.5 hours drivings to reach in time, because they start a little bit early, the cattle market, which is from 7 into 8, and then they change the shift because they're starting with the goats and sheep from 7 to 8, and then from 8 to 9, it is a shift of the cow.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you need to catch that's the reason we has to start early. And it's only not just because of this. We have a lot of activity in the souk in that day. And that's which is more the tourists like to see the Omanis, how they look.
Okay.
Because like a specials, most of the tourists, they say, we don't see the Omani woman, example,
Okay.
with the Omani clothes, the dress.
Traditional dress.
Yes. In Nizwa, they see that.
Yeah.
Because the women from living in the desert, in the Bedouins, they're called the Bedouin family, they bring that sheep and goats in the souk
Okay.
to sell it. Some other Omani women from the mountain, they have their own stuff, souvenir to sell it in the market.
That's great.
And also the others, locals, Omanis, who's from the mountains, they bring also many different stuff like we can say the vegetable is be in life. Yani the souk is be really full busy, and they give you the nice pictures of Oman how in the past.
Yes.
Because if you come into the city, is different.
Yes.
We call Oman is a model.
Yes.
When you reach there, you feel really you in Arab,
Yes.
the basic, and also you learn something how the Omanis very, very simple, very happy. You see that all the people, they're sitting, they're talking, drinking a coffee, and when the time they're doing the business, like in the past.
That's wonderful. Time stood still.
Yes.
Yes.
This is where really they make Nizwa Souk in Friday is amazing. And the most famous also in Nizwa is like a silver,
Yes.
and also the dates. We have like around 64 types of the dates where you can find in one shops. You can test. You can choose which one you want, which is just very important.
Yeah, it's a really exciting experience. I have been to Nizwa myself, and I've only seen the goat market, but I have experienced the souk, and it's amazing. Like you said, so many colours, the vegetables, the traditional people, the hospitality. It's a really welcoming, authentic experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you said we have to wake up really early if we're going on this tour.
Yeah.
So if it's really early, what I want to know is where are we going to have breakfast?
Yeah, this is very good. Because we are trying to catch the souk,
Yes.
and we start early. We are stopped normally in the way. We take like a takeaway Omani breakfast.
Oh.
We call it Omani breakfast. I have a little bit like a funny story in this. Because this is our breakfast, what we get it from our mothers like 25 or 35 years ago. And you know, when the life is changing in Oman, they become modern. We have a bakery.
Yes.
And now the new generation, they don't like that type of the breakfast. They like this new styles, okay? And this kind of the breakfast, they call a khobz al-yabis or khobz jola. And this bread is like really dry, and they mix it with the cheese, egg, and the chips Oman.
Oh, the best.
Okay, the chips Oman. And the story of these breads, like I say, in long times when our mother doing this bread, we have it in the breakfast with a tea, milk tea, which is now they call karak.
Yes.
Okay, and then we start our day. Until they're starting the bakery, the young generations, they don't like this bread anymore. Last maybe 10, 12 years ago, is one family from the Bedouins, because the Bedouins still, they keep it this. He started with one small shops in Sharqiya regions, in Jalan, only to sell it, this type of bread and the tea. And people like it. And from the one shop, now they have more than 24 branch. Like now, because it's been changed from the home to the shop, it's become one of the best. Because the money talk.
That's so true, doesn't it?
Yeah, this is how our day we start when we go to Nizwa. We pick up this bread and we have it in the car when we are driving, because it's very simple. Until we reach the souk, we reach the good time, and our stomach is good.
That's great.
Then we start our day there.
Brilliant. So if we've had my breakfast, we've arrived to Nizwa Souk now. What would you say are you said the silver and the dates and the vegetables. What's a must-buy item? Let's say I'm a tourist, I'm going to buy something from Nizwa Souk and take it home. What would you suggest I buy?
Silver.
Definitely.
Because the Omani silver, they're very famous. It's not like the silver is made from Oman. No, because of the design.
Yes.
Because lots of people, they thought when we say silver is Omani silver, they thought is this silver, it is coming from Oman. It is not. It's only the design.
Yes.
Like Omani designs.
Yes.
That is called the Omani silver.
Very beautiful. I've seen the jewelry, especially the female jewelry is
Yes.
incredibly beautiful with lots of storytelling in each piece. So you talked about the Bedouin women wearing the traditional
Yes.
dress. They have beautiful jewelry on the ankles, around the wrists, around the neck, but quite a lot of it.
Yes.
And a lot of tourists like to buy the smaller pieces
The
to
small
take home
pieces, yes.
as a
And-
nice reminder.
And at the same time also, when we in Nizwa Souk, when they go on all the ship, because they're surprised how it's like when you say it's big and this, it's too heavy. Then we explain them, because this for the woman before when they get married,
Yes.
they need to have it this.
Of course. They're not going to say yes unless you get the lots of the silver. Remember that.
Yeah. Which is be changed now to the gold, you know,
Yes.
because it's more like light
Yes.
than silver.
Oh, but it's very beautiful, and it really does show Oman's heritage very nicely. So you've spoke to me a little bit about Nizwa, but I'd like to know about yourself and your company Al Mamari Tours. So you take guests to Nizwa, but what else do you offer to tourists coming to Oman?
About my company itself, I have like a different project to compare with other projects, which is other travel agents, what they're doing, because it's almost the same. I'm trying to be like a little bit different to show the clients in the Omani way.
Yes.
Okay, like when we go, example, to Nizwa or to any tour around the country, I try to let the client to feel they're really in Omani hand. Like how we doing? Like example, after our breakfast, like between 9:30 to 10:30. Normally the locals, they like to have a coffee, the Omani coffee and the date. And this is the service what I give it to the client. And in life, and we stop in somewhere, like in the souk we cannot do this. Like an example, if I go to the mountains, to Jabal Shams, because a part of Nizwa, we stop in the wadi, in the nice shade place. I made a coffee in life. They can see how we make Omani coffee. I remember this story. I have last week the guest. It is an expert. They're working in Oman. They been tour with me to the Wadi Beni Auf and to Nizwa. And we stop in the Snake Canyons. I tell him now we have a break, like a half an hour. Just go to see the canyon from inside. When you're coming, you'll get surprised. What the surprise is? If I told you, it's not going to be surprised. When you come back, they took some nice pictures of the canyon from inside. When they're coming back, they saw me, I make the coffee in life. And they put the dates, the cup, I served it. Oh! And believe me, and this guest, he's been in Oman from almost like 8 months. He said, I never try Omani coffee.
Really?
I swear.
Wow.
He said, this is my first time I try Omani coffee.
That's amazing.
And this I tell him, this is the difference when you book through Al Mamri Tours.
Wonderful.
You will believe like you really similar like in Oman.
Yes.
And this is which is they make my company is be different, because I try deep can to show the clients what we doing, like a localies, you know. And also for the food example, for the lunch. Normally we know for the lunch we have different like international food, the local food. I try to service the local food because to explain him what our local food. And some of them they don't like spicy.
Yes.
Okay, then we know which restaurant we can take them. We can try the local food without spicy, and the special things like a shua.
Oh, shua
Because-
is the best.
Because most for the lunch time or it's be the similars if you go for the fish or other items. Like shua something really special. And then explaining for the clients how we eat the shua. So you're lucky you eat it now. Like for us, we eat it only twice in the year. Only during the Eid.
Of course.
Okay. And of course, this is sure what we eat it in the restaurant is not similar what we have it at home. It's totally different.
Yes.
Like at least.
At least it's giving the story.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the way, and this is how I'm trying to be with my clients, to show him, because I learned this is when I did the course of tourism, to be ambassador of Oman.
Well, I think you're doing an absolutely wonderful job of representing Oman.
Thank you so much.
And from people that have gone on trips with you before, they've all had wonderful reviews, and I can see why. I mean, you give extra effort. Making the coffee by yourself is really telling that person, welcome to our home, and you're our guest, and let us show you our country. And you make them feel so welcome, which is so important.
Yeah, and also, I do also other program, which is the guests. If like we have example, a day trip example, like a city tour, because city tour is 4 hours, and the lunch time, I invite him to my home.
Oh, that's wonderful.
To sit with my family, to eating with my family. They see how our house look inside.
Yeah.
This is something really the tourists, they need it to see. They want to see the culture
Yes.
of locals.
Yes.
Because in one side, some of companies, they cannot do this because they don't have the connections
Yes.
to go there. They want to do, to get the connection is not easy,
No.
because, locals not all opens, few of them. And this is what I find is very interesting for the guests to see our culture, how we live with the family.
Yes.
And this a reason I have also from the cruise ships when they're coming, the season of the cruise ships. I have some special cruise ships. They coming every weeks,
Wow.
around 12 to 20 packs to my home.
Wow.
And,
well, your family must be experts at hosting, better than any hotel with all those visitors.
And also we cook really what we cook at home.
Yes.
We don't do extra things or no, because this is what we try to reach to give explanations
Yes.
to the guest. How we are with our food.
Yes.
Okay? Because I have my experience, they don't like spicy. I tell to my wife, no spicy.
But keeping it authentic and real.
Yeah.
Not changing anything.
Nothing. And really, I feel how the guests very happy when they move from my home. They go back to the ship. To the bus and to the ship. You can see from the eyes they talk.
Yes.
How so happy for that. And the food is nothing. It's like to be at home, to sitting with my kids, with my wife, to talk with them, to sharing the experience for them. This is
It's very special.
it's very big. Some of them also from the news,
Wow.
from UK. They coming also in the cruise ship because they heard about these programs. Because I think I am only the one who's doing in the Muscat this type of the programs. They coming just for this.
That's wonderful.
To get the experience, and also I'm doing also the show on live. When if I get an advance booking
Yes.
and bigger groups, and this be like surprise for them because I have a show area in my home. When they coming the groups, I open the show on live. They can see when we take it the show from under the ground, how it's look,
So exciting.
They'll be so happy.
Absolutely. Yes, really. Well, yeah, so thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
for everybody listening, I highly recommend if you want to go out and explore places in Oman, you should do so with someone who will treat you just like a friend and welcome you into his home and into his life. And you can check him out on their website, almamaritours.com. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
On the land of a deep-rooted history, there are many places that can tell a different story. From the long coast to the wide desert and the high mountains, you will experience different kinds of feelings and emotion. How the wide ocean embraces the long beaches, and the flock of birds draw a beautiful portrait across the horizon. From Off the Beaten Track Adventures, the latest in hotels and lifestyle and not to be missed experiences. We guide you through Oman and don't leave a single stone unturned. We are